Alright. So, the last bit. Felsteyn. Finally, we're gonna get there. I'm gonna see what we find at Felsteyn. I don't know. We kind of need to level up. Like, if you know how to play the game, you can kind of finish the game quite early. Or you can try to. But, you know, like if you don't level up enough, you'll find the final battle quite difficult. So, alright, stock up, Applejack. Cannot find any animals. Rarity? Oh good, you found something edible. That's good news. Piggy Pie, Rainbow Dash, Twilight. Alright, that's good. We're gonna find herbs. Fluttershy's gonna find herb for 5 hours. Good. And then we're gonna sleep the rest of the night, which is only 2 hours. Keep going. This is really slow as well. Just gonna slow walk our way to Felsteyn. A break would be a good idea. Why would we break again? I don't understand this game. Applejack? Cannot find any animals. Why not? Cannot find any animals. Well, that really sucks. Fluttershy, 5 hours. Cannot find any herbs. You guys all fail. Sleep for 7 hours. Keep going.
After resting, you notice tracks near your camp. They seem to have been left by a pack of wild boar. Do you want to?
Yes, we're gonna find them.
The tracks lead away from the river towards some wooded hills and could barely be overlooked. You can see where the animals, as you approach, the animals leap from the foliage and vanish. The wild boar left clear tracks.
Alright, we completely failed. So that encounter is pretty much the same as before. That's why I skipped the dialogue, we heard it already. So just a random encounter that sometimes you find a pig and maybe you can hunt it. Sometimes you succeed and then you get some meat out of it. So here we are at Felsteyn. And I don't have anything to sell, do I? Nor do I have any money. Alright, so what's interesting in this town? What is this? House of Ronald Beckerson. Not sure why that's useful. Let me just let me just save and then see if I can disturb whoever Ronald Beckerson is. Save the game. 13. And see if we can disturb this guy. The door opens as you knock. Apparently it was just ajar. You hear a baby screaming hysterically inside. The hellish screams make your eyes ring with pain. You are certain that something terrible must have happened here. Weapons half drawn, you storm the room from which the cries echo and stop suddenly, mouth agape at the scene before you. A mid-sized Thorwellian in his prime, with closely cropped hair, is in the middle of the room. He is helplessly rocking a screaming newborn baby in his arms. Earthenware mugs and bowls are stacked on the table. Bibs and carven wooden toys are strewn about. Just about every piece of furniture, the Norseman's toadskin, and the child itself is covered with orange-colored turnip mash. The faint smell of mildew is in the air. Okay. The sight of this overwhelming chaos makes you want to turn and run, but the Thorwellian notices you. Stop, stay, the 12 must have sent you. My cheese toast is burning in the oven and I simply cannot calm down little Jasmina. Help me in Trivia's name. Help the poor man. He's got a baby? Help the poor man. Grinning, you rush to help the poor man. The baby notices you too as you enter the room. She seems to like the clank of your weapons because she falls silent instantly, then laughs and smiles at you happily. Stunned and relieved, the man stares at his child. Then he takes a closer look at you. Ronald Beckerson is be my name. I am in your debt. My woman is washing this little sea serpent's diapers down the stream. I was supposed to look after the little one meanwhile, but she's late for some reason. I'd rather march into Auckland alone and unarmed than watch my daughter by myself any longer, if you catch my drift. The child is now quiet, but the cheese toast has long since progressed to charcoal. Actually, you could leave now. Give the suffering man some company a little while longer. You pat the Norseman soothingly. We'll help you clean up this mess. In a flash, you have cleaned up the turnip mash off the baby and the warrior's armor. Then wipe the table. The cheese toast ends up on the midden behind the house. Meanwhile, the Thorwallian uses one hand to pull out a small barrel of mead and a few mugs, almost clean, and pours you some without asking. Then he gestures for you to sit down. Before you can object, you find yourself drinking with the man and telling him about your mission. He listens to you thoughtfully while his little daughter stares at you with her doe eyes. This is odd. I'm afraid I cannot help you there at all. I don't know where Higlik is supposed to have been buried, nor can I tell you anything else of use, I'm sorry. He shrugs sadly. The daughter falls asleep on his lap while you were talking. He notices and is suddenly in a hurry to put her to bed. He sees you to the door, grateful but firmly, daughter asleep on his arms. As he sees you off, he hands you a small earthenware bottle. Here, have a sip of fire and think of me, and thanks for saving me. He laughs, saplings the lot of you, but in the right place at the right time. Good luck, and he closes the door. He gives me what? He gives me what? Nothing's changed in my inventory. Oh, never mind. So, a man and a baby. That's odd, but okay. Alright, so what is a simple house? No, that's not what we want. What is going on here? There's a couple of taverns that I walk past. I'm mostly looking at the minimap. So there's a temple to Firan. And there's a signpost. What is going on around here? A healer? We don't need a healer. Okay, here's the house that we're supposed to go to. What is that? There's a castle? What on earth is this? Can I actually go into the castle? Alright, so there's a signpost here. Wait a minute, the castle doesn't have a door. No. The castle doesn't have a door. Oh wait, is this the... Oh, that's like a... That's supposed to be the door, but that's just kind of bricked off. Alright, so we can't get into the castle. Never mind. It looks awesome, but there's nothing actually there. Okay, so here... Ah, that's not what we're looking for. Let me just save the game again and knock on this door. What is going on in here? You find us off outside a particularly narrow house. It looks almost like all the other houses here, just slightly more inconspicuous. You nearly overlooked it. Everything about the house tells you, and probably those pushy black pelts that come by occasionally, that it has nothing of interest. Nobody responds to your knocking. You knock again, ain't nobody home, you hear from the inside. You knock again, no answer. Seems like there really is nobody home, you say, and move on. Alright, nobody's home. More temples. There's the inn. There, not what we're looking for right now, although, what is this? You seek old Higlik's sword, I can help you there. I discovered a ruin years ago where he is said to have stayed. It's in. He goes cross-eyed and collapses. Oh good, he collapses. That's funny. Where is the guy we're supposed to be looking for? Wait, what?
Oh, visitors! A very old, white-haired man steps out of the house. Ha! Young grasshoppers! What do you want of old Isleif?
Okay, this is the guy we're actually looking for. Higlik's Trail, the Hitman sent us. I'm gonna go for Higlik's Trail.
Higlik indeed. Surprising that someone would still have an interest.
You look at him inquiringly?
Perhaps I can help. I know a few people.
Ragnar Firan's daughter in Vitsen. I think we had that already. Her uncle was a great-grandson of Higlik's wife, alright. There was this man, Trutsky. He went to Auckland too. His great-granddaughter Elgrid Tronda's daughter lives in Gundasunden, or was it Hjausinger? Somewhere out there on the west coast.
All this talk has made my throat dry. Will you tarry for a drink?
Yes.
Oh, seeing as the matter is so important,
Oh, this is so
he
important.
walks away, returning with a piece of parchment. You might as well have this piece. It's part of an old treasure map I inherited from Higgelik. Perhaps it will help you solve the riddle.
Yes.
He asks you to come inside and pours you a large beer. It shimmers like amber and goes deliciously well with the old stories he proceeds to tell you. An hour later, he says goodbye. It is nice that someone thought of old Isleif.
Yes. So there's the first part of the map. Actually, that's not the traveling map. Where is the puzzle map? Where can we access the puzzle map? Apparently not here. How do you access the puzzle map? I don't even know. Or is it one of these things? Minimap lock north. Minimap full screen. No, that's just the minimap. What is this? Split group. How do you access the puzzle map? Huh. Well, that's awkward. So you get a treasure map, although I don't know where to actually access it. Our visit was a success. Yes. So you have to find 9 pieces of the map, and then once you do, or you get like if you get 7 pieces or 6 pieces, I think, then you can pretty much get the get to where you need to go. So what's going on here? So that's the guy with the baby. That's the woman who's not home. Alright, to celebrate, we're going to save the game and try and cheat at the tavern. We're gonna save the game. So there's the first piece of the puzzle. Now we need to travel to the other bits. Hopefully not die along the way. We're going to play instruments. No, rarity. Rarity to play an instrument. 1 silver 2 farthings, awesome. We're going to dance. Pinkie Pie will dance. Nope. Well, instead, Pinkie Pie is going to cheat you out of your money. Ha! 8 farthings. Take that, fools. Goodbye. And there's another tavern here, right? And then we're gonna go to the inn to sleep. For once. Dance, Pinkie Pie. Nope. And play instruments. Rarity. You guys are so getting cheated. In fact, why don't you prepare to get pickpocketed as well? Ah, there you go, 3 silver pieces. Pickpockets. Ah, more silver pieces. Alright, goodbye. That's for laughing at Pinkie Pie's dancing. Nobody laughs at Pinkie Pie's dancing. Okay, so here's the inn. We're gonna rent a room. And we're gonna eat some food. That's expensive, but it's kind of worth the money. 3, we don't have much money left, do we? 1, 2, actually. We don't have I'm pretty sure we're losing money along the way. I should probably not sleep in such. Should probably go for the dormitory instead of the fancy beds. Although since we're here, might as well go back up and sleep another 24 hours. Just to get everybody back to full mana and full health. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do now is take a break. When we come back, we'll go find the other pieces of maps. Because... So we've got the one piece here. We can try to travel to Hermit's Lake, but we're not going to. So we have a few more clues. So we have a clue there, 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 and there. Alright. I think I'll take a break here. When we come back, Varnholm is the next closest, so we can travel back down and then across to Vanholm. Let me just save the game. So that was a complete success on the first clue. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video.